Sony signs a new partnership to expand on mobile, Spider-Man 2 new Venom content speculation, The Last of Us Season 2 will include something from the PS5 version, and Capcom details Dragon's Dogma 2 launch. All that and more in today's PlayStation news. Let's get to them. NCSoft and SIE have entered into a strategic global business partnership, exploring collaborations in various fields including mobile gaming. CEOs Tae-Jin Kim and Jim Ryan signed the partnership, expressing the aim to leverage NCSoft's technological capabilities and SIE's global leadership. Both companies are evaluating opportunities to create a strategic synergy and deliver new, enjoyable experiences across genres and regions, expanding beyond consoles and helping broaden PlayStation's reach. We recently heard how Savage Game Studios rebranded itself and apparently was no longer going to work on bringing PlayStation to mobile, and it seems Sony will be going with an experienced developer in the field. Just in November 2022, it was speculated both companies already were working on a Horizon MMO for mobile, so this will likely reinforce that partnership if real. Sony has announced the PlayStation Plus December lineup available to all users starting next Tuesday, December 5th, and until January 1st, 2024. The lineup includes LEGO 2K Drive with the open world competition where you can build your dream rides for PS4 and PS5, the relaxing cleaning experience of Power Wash Simulator for PS4 and PS5, and the unforgettable journey through desert landscapes in Sable for PS5. This is also your last chance to claim the November games including Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, Dragon Ball The Breakers, and Aliens Fireteam Elite, all available until December 4. Deluxe and Premium users also have new trials in the form of Miasma Chronicles, Mr. Run and Jump, and Pixel Rip 1978. What do you think about this December update? Let us know in the comments or vote in our poll on the community tab. Moving on, we have 3 stories about Spider-Man 2, but they have different degrees of spoilers, so this is your warning if you haven't played the game. Tony Todd, the voice actor for Venom in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, recently revealed at Fan Expo San Francisco that only 10% of his recorded lines made it into the final version of the game. Evan Filarca from the Spidey Squad, who attended the event, says Todd mentioned that there were subplots, including one involving Miles Morales and the Venom symbiote, that were cut from the game. Fans speculate that the unused dialogue might be saved for future DLC or a Venom spin-off, but we'll have to wait for confirmation from Insomniac Games. In an interview with Insider, game director John Paquette mentioned they are currently focused on Spider-Man 2 and will assess fan reactions to see what fans want next. However, he also mentioned that any spin-offs would take a while to make, with post-launch discussions happening after the team takes breaks for the holidays. If you can't wait to have certainty on a Venom DLC, a resourceful player has discovered a new method to play as Venom after Insomniac Games patched a previous exploit. This new method provides players with more freedom as Venom, but it involves intentionally crashing the game, which is not recommended. The exploit relies on a specific cutscene where players switch to Peter. You need to be playing in fidelity mode, and during the screen blackout before the switch, you have to unplug your PS5 to trigger the glitch. After reloading the last save, a mission called Don't Be Scared appears, allowing players to play as Venom in various scenarios, at least until Insomniac patches this again. Remember, this is not recommended since unplugging your PS5 mid-game can cause issues with the console or your save progress. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has received a nomination for a Game Accessibility Conference Award in the Best Representation category, specifically for its notable side mission called Graffiti Trouble. In this mission, players assume the role of Haley, Miles' dead friend, navigating a construction site to reach a graffiti artist. Insomniac Games showcases the experience of deafness by significantly reducing audio elements and muffling voice acting. The game has been recognized for featuring a playable deaf character with ASL interpreting and simulated hearing loss. I was playing it in a recent livestream here on the channel, and it was a powerful mission in the way it shows you how Haley interacts with the world prevailing over her disability. Other games competing against Spider-Man 2 in this category are Moving Out 2 and Hi-Fi Rush. Other PlayStation nominations include Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC for Best Mental Health Accessibility with the inclusion of a thalassophobia setting, and the PS5 September update, which introduced an assist controller for splitting controls across two controllers and menu haptics. Naughty Dog president Neil Druckmann has hinted that HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 will incorporate at least one element from the Lost Levels featured in The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Druckmann suggested that the upcoming season will pay homage to COD features from the post-apocalyptic sequel, but he did not provide specific details. The Lost Levels in The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered are in development sections that were excluded from the final version, such as Sewers, Boar Hunt, and Jackson Dance, but they will be available in this new PS5 version. Druckmann said this while also noting that the show has not started filming yet, so plans are subject to change based on what will be best for its overall quality. Additionally, it has been reported that filming for The Last of Us Season 2 has been delayed once again due to Pedro Pascal's busy schedule, including commitments to projects like Gladiator 2 and probably Fantastic Four. Initially set to begin on January 7, the production is now expected to start on February 20, 2024 and will run up until September 9, with an early 2025 for Season 2's debut. CD Projekt has confirmed that nearly 330 developers are working on the next mainline Witcher game codenamed Polaris. This marks CD Projekt's largest development team, expected to grow to over 400 by mid-2024. In comparison, the Cyberpunk team had a staff of around 300 last July. The company also shared that almost 700 developers are employed across CD Projekt Red and the Molasses Flood, working on a Witcher spin-off codenamed Project Sirius. In more CDPR news, the Polish company reported that Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty expansion has surpassed 4.3 million units sold within its first 2 months, after it was released for PS5, Xbox Series and PC on September 26. Studio CEO Adam Kicinski said they are very pleased with the launch of Phantom Liberty, highlighting the game's update 2.0 which improved its quality. He also stated it was an important achievement for further developing the franchise, which after one game has generated over 25 million copies sold since December 2020. Capcom had a recent showcase for Dragon's Dogma 2, here's the recap. The event had a new trailer showcasing the journey you will be able to take in the Tale of the Horizon, with the game's narrative taking place in a parallel world, immersing players in the struggles between two conflicting kingdoms. Among the showcase elements were new monsters such as Talos, a colossal adversary featuring a climbing mechanic similar to Shadow of the Colossus, and some other tough foes like the Drake Dragon and the Dullahan. NPCs will give you quests around the different areas, with Elven cities for example requiring your pawn to translate the Elvish language for you, as an example of the many traits your pawn can learn. The showcase also featured an enhanced character creator with photorealism technology and introduced the Trickster vocation, enabling players to engage in combat with illusions while offering buffs for pawns. The open world RPG is confirmed to be launching on March 22, 2024 on PS5, Xbox Series and PC as it leaked previously. 2 editions of the game are now available for pre-order, including a standard edition for $70 and a deluxe edition for $80. It's the first Capcom game to adopt $70 pricing. The deluxe edition gives you the Boon for Adventure's New Journey Pack, with 1500 Rift Crystals to spend, plus additional items like camping gear, custom sounds, a Harpy Lure item, and more. Pre-ordering the standard or deluxe edition gives you a superior weapons item, but going with the deluxe edition also gives you an additional Ring of Assurance. Are you looking forward to Dragon's Dogma 2 next year? Share with us in the comments. Besides, Capcom Level 5 also had a showcase where they delayed several games. Here's the quick recap. Megaton Musashi Wire, their mech RPG hack and slash, has been delayed from the end of 2023 to April 25, 2024. It will be a $50 game on all platforms and crossplay ready on day 1. Inazuma 11 Victory Road, debuted on PlayStation, has also been delayed from a 2023 release window to 2024. A global beta will be launching in March 2024, but it will be exclusive to Switch, no word on if it will be on PlayStation later. Last is the Capolis, their detective RPG, which has been delayed as well, as the team ensures development in both quality and quantity of content, aiming to offer a vast and immersive open world. It was believed to be launching in 2025, but the Twitter game account clarified it's launching in 2024. Are you looking forward to any of these level 5 games? Let us know in the comments. Microsoft aims to bring Xbox Game Pass and its first-party games to rival consoles such as PlayStation and Nintendo, according to Xbox CFO Tim Stewart. Acknowledging it as a shifting strategy, Stewart emphasized Microsoft's mission to extend its subscription service to every screen that can play games. While no specific announcements were made, this approach aligns with Microsoft's focus on expanding into high-margin businesses, including Game Pass, first-party games, and advertising. The recent acquisition of Activision Blizzard is expected to accelerate Microsoft's growth in these areas, and the potential inclusion of Game Pass on rival consoles would significantly broaden its user base if they were to allow it, which I don't think would happen anytime soon. Sony offers a rival service in PlayStation Plus, and they compete in console sales, so unless there's a huge shift on Microsoft's part, there won't be Game Pass on PlayStation. Microsoft constantly has had this internal struggle where they want to do one thing but end up doing another, like keeping content exclusive, which is fair. I think what Stuart meant is the games from Bethesda and Activision that they will keep publishing on PlayStation and Nintendo, which are now their first-party games. More bad news coming from Embracer as its German studio Fishlabs is reportedly facing layoffs, with around 50 employees affected. Embracer CEO Lars Wingfors cited a lack of approval and financing for an ongoing project as the reason for the layoffs. Fishlabs, known for the Chorus series, has around 120 employees according to LinkedIn, so these layoffs impact about half the studio. Besides that, Time Splitter series developer Free Radical Design also faces possible closure by the end of the year, as confirmed by an Embracer's leaked email. In the note, Embracer CEO Lars Wingfors indicates that the company is concluding a consultation process that may result in the potential closure of the studio on December 11 as part of their ongoing cost-cutting efforts. The studio reopened in 2021 with the aim of reviving the franchise, and they were currently working on Time Splitters 4. This follows Embracer's broader restructuring program, resulting in several studio closures, layoffs, and project cancellations in recent months. Here's hoping for the best for those affected in all of Embracer's studios, especially during these times. Now time for a round of quickfire gaming news. A survey by the ESA reveals that game subscriptions like PlayStation Plus and Game Pass, along with in-game currency, are among the top Christmas wishlist items for kids in the US. 501 kids were surveyed, with 72% of children asking for a video game gift, out of which 39% specifically want subscriptions, followed by consoles, gaming accessories, and in-game currency, and only 22% prefer physical video games. The survey also sampled 500 adults aged 18 to 65, where 32% plan to spend an average of $485 on video game gifts this holiday season. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth will boost the largest map in the Yakuza Like a Dragon series, according to RGG Studio. The RPG's Honolulu City map is confirmed to be more than 3 times the size of Isesaki Ijincho, the main Yokohama map in Yakuza Like a Dragon and Lost Judgment. Described as quote-unquote monster class in size, the game is labeled as quote-unquote longer than anything we have made so far by studio head Masayoshi Yokoyama. Sega has acknowledged that the release of Sonic Superstars alongside Super Mario Bros. Wonder and Marvel's Spider-Man 2 may have led to lower than expected sales. The game had a slightly weaker start than anticipated, according to Sega's financial quarterly report. They didn't reveal any numbers but said the series sits now at 1.66 billion units sold. EA has filed a patent proposing a system enabling players to provide voices for in-game characters. The patent describes a method where players input speech into a synthesizer, which then undergoes conversion and coding to integrate into the game. Players can record their voices or input text for character dialogue. As long as they don't want to use this as a way to avoid contracting voice actors, it would be interesting for certain games where you create your own character. Take-Two Interactive and 2K Games are facing a class action lawsuit over the removal of purchased in-game currencies from accounts when a game's online features are taken offline. The lawsuit, filed by a minor and his mother, alleges civil theft and conversion, stating that the virtual currency bought with real money is no longer entitled to the companies when servers are retired. The lawsuit seeks fair relief for anyone whose in-game currency was removed by 2K from their account since November 2019. Gen V, the developer of Silent Hill Ascension, denies the use of AI in the creation of the interactive streaming series. CEO Jacob Navo clarified that every word in Ascension was written by real people, with zero contributions from large language models or AI. While Gen V experimented with AI in 2021, the technology faced issues, and none of that work was utilized in Ascension or other projects. Fans have speculated about AI involvement due to the series' abrupt tonal shifts and disjointed nature. After 6 delays, Skull and Bones now has a release date of February 16, 2024, according to Insider Gaming. Ubisoft officially announced the release window in October, with Daryl Long, managing director, confirming it will ship before the end of the fiscal year. Pre-orders are available at £49.99 on the Ubisoft store, with a premium edition offering early access on February 13, 2024, planned at an additional £15 to £20. The new release date is expected to be officially announced in the next few weeks, possibly at the Game Awards. After leaking on the Xbox Store, Ubisoft has confirmed that Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition is set to launch early next year for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC. The remaster will feature 4K graphics, 60 FPS, improved controls, audio, autosave, and cross-save functionality, plus a speedrun mode and an anniversary gallery. Robert Pattinson's Batman suit from the Batman movie will officially be added as a free skin to Batman Arkham Knight. The skin was accidentally revealed and later removed from the Epic Games Store last month. The Nintendo Switch Batman Arkham Trilogy will be the first to feature the suit on December 1st, with PS4 and Xbox One receiving it at a later date. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. What are your thoughts on them? Let us know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up or down to let me know your feedback. Check out more content you may like as well, and subscribe for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!